What in the world? I'm definitely not drinking. Hi! I hope you have a great time at your Christmas dinner. Of course you can lurk, absolutely no problem. I promise all of our Christmas stuff tonight is going to be very chill and relaxed. But yeah, have a lovely time. Merry Christmas Eve. I'm not Christmas Eving yet. I still have 12 hours? 6 hours? 6 hours till midnight, so 12 hours till I have to go anywhere. Wait, no. I think 18? Unclear. I have unclear amount of hours. But, yeah. We're just gonna vibe. We're just chillaxing anyway. But yeah, of course you can chillax. Yeah. We're currently, I have the... This is the only one I found that was remotely Christmassy, that wasn't a Christmas Carol and wasn't the night before Christmas. Because both of those are, in my mind, they're redundant. Like, I don't want to be derivative. Everyone's read those before. But, The Elves and the Shoemaker is also public domain. So I thought we could read about some elves. It's the shortest story I think we've ever had to read. It's extremely short. So I'm gonna make the words a little bigger. Oh, did that work? How come it doesn't? Now why in the Sam Hay? Well, I guess it has to stay small. That's annoying. Well, that's not too bad. That's better. But yeah, here we go. I'm gonna get a quick drink. And, oh, I didn't check. I should probably check and make sure that I have the small grace set up. Or where in the world am I? Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, creator dashboard. And then not content. Alerts? No, not alerts. Viewer rewards, channel points, manage points. Okay, there we go. Okay. Small grace is at 1,000. We're gonna edit that to make it 2,000. Or no, we can keep it 1,000. Okay. And we'll do it every 30 minutes. Okay. Nice. Oh, where'd my Okay, there we go. Alrighty. I think I have everything ready. I hope you guys are all buckled up. Here we go. Oh, small grace immediately. Well, thank you. Why is that so tiny? I can't even read it. Let me look on. It was mortal. Oh, mortal. Okay, 1 second. Here I am. Okay, here we go. Time for us to read about some elves. And I'll just keep the elves story up with small grace the whole time. I think I can read it in about 10 minutes. Uncertain, but probably. So we'll do properties. I'll put 10 minutes up. I think I can read this in 10 minutes, but we'll go ahead. There once was a shoemaker who worked very hard and was very honest. But still he could not earn enough to live upon, and at last all he had in the world was gone, save just leather enough to make 1 pair of shoes. Then he cut his leather out, all ready to make up the next day, meaning to rise early in the morning to finish his work. His conscience was clear, and his heart was light amidst all his troubles. So he went peaceably to bed, left all his cares to heaven, and soon fell asleep. In the morning, after he had done all his prayers, he sat himself down to his work when, to his great shock and wonder, there stood the shoes all ready made, right upon the table. Hi gamer! We're gonna be reading about some elves. It's the shortest story I think we've ever done, so I'm just gonna read it and stay as Small Grace since it got redeemed. But after this, we'll do other Grimm's fairy tales, since that's the author since the author is the Brothers Grimm, and apparently the Grimm fairy tales are public domain, so we can read any of them. So I have saved a PDF so that we may read them whenever we want. Oh yeah, they were already made. The good man knew not what to say or think at such an odd thing happening. Yay! He looked at the workmanship, and there was not one false stitch in the whole job. All was so neat and true that it was quite a masterpiece. Yay! The same day a customer came in, and the shoes suited him so well that he willingly paid a price higher than usual for them. The poor shoemaker with the money bought leather enough to make 2 pairs more. In the evening, he cut out the work, went to bed early so that he might get up and begin bedtimes. Bedtime? What are we reading? We're reading The Elves and the Shoemaker by the Brothers Grimm. He saved all his... He was saved all of the trouble, however, when he got up the next morning to work and see that it had already been done. Soon came in buyers who paid him handsomely for the goods, so he bought more leather, enough to make 4 pair. He cut out the work again overnight, found it done in the morning as before, and so this went for some time. What was got ready in the evening was always done by daybreak, and the good man soon became thriving and well off again. One evening, about Christmas time, he and his wife were sitting over the fire chatting together, and he said to her, "I should like to sit up and watch tonight, that we may see who it is that comes and does my work for me." Well, the wife liked the thought, and so they left a light burning and hid themselves in a corner and hid behind the curtain that was hung up there and watched to see what would happen. As soon as it was midnight, there came 2 little naked dwarves, and they sat themselves upon the shoemaker's bench, took up the work that was cut out, and began to ply with their little tiny fingers, stitching and rapping and tapping away at such a rate that the shoemaker was all a wonder. He could not take his eyes off of them. And on they went till the job was quite done, and the shoes stood ready up for them to be sold. This was long before daybreak, and then they bustled away as quick as lightning. The next day, the wife said to the shoemaker, These little wits have made us rich. We ought to be thankful for them, and do them a good turn if we can. I am quite sorry to see them run about as they do, and indeed it's not very decent, for they have nothing upon their backs to keep off the cold. I'll tell you what, I'll make each of them a shirt, and a coat, and a waistcoat, a pair of pantaloons into the bargain, and do you make each of them a tiny pair of shoes. Well, the thought pleased the cobbler so very much, and well, one evening, when all... Oh, y'all can't see the ending. Let me move. There we go. Oh, hello? Oh, no, we're fine. Okay. Well, the thought pleased the cobbler so very much, and one evening when all the things were ready, they laid them on the table instead of the work that they used to cut out, and then went and hid themselves to watch what the little elves would do. Well, about midnight they came, dancing and skipping and hopping around the room, and when they sat down to do their work, they saw only the clothes lying for them. They laughed and chuckled and seemed mighty delightful. When they dressed themselves in the Hello? Can we not talk to me? That'd be helpful. There we go. Well, they dressed themselves in a twinkling in the twinkling of an eye, and they danced and capered and sprang about as merry as could be, till at last they danced out the door and away over the green. The good couple never saw them again, but everything went well for them from that time forward, for as long as they had both lived. The end. Okay. Where's... There we go. Yay! So, like I said, that was the shortest story we've ever read, but I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I think, let's see, there are so many Brothers Grimm stories in this PDF. Like, there's 700 pages. So, let's just pick a number between 1 and 100. And I'll just read one of those stories. And depending on how long we pick, I might be able to pick another one. And depending on how long that story is, we might pick another one. 65? Sounds good. Okay. They're not numbered. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, oops. Too far. There we go. Oh, too far still. So this is what we've got. We've just got lists and lists and lists. You almost fell asleep? Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's just something fun about like simple short stories. They tickle my heart so good. I love them. But okay, 65. Time for me to start reading, start counting. Okay, I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the flea makes 30. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That makes 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That makes 50. Okay, Briar Rose is 50. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 60. Okay, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. I can do this. I can do this. Gracie? Hi! How can I help? Did I forget something? Let me go look at chat. Oh, thank you! Oh, you're such a darling. Why is that alert so darn high? There we go. There. Thank you so much, you sweet summer child. We're in... Okay. Feel free to stick around. But yeah, why'd you call my name? Was I doing something silly? I was just counting. Counting seemed like the most reasonable thing at the time. If I was being silly, let me know. But okay, alley-oop? Like here, can y'all tell me what that is? It's this one right here. This one. Lara. Who would take the 65 seriously? Just scroll down halfway and pick one at random. Well, I didn't want to be a stinker. But also, like, how in the world am I supposed to read it if I don't even know the... I can't read that. I don't even know how to... I don't know how to read that. I'm nervous. We're gonna read it. Oh, or maybe not. Oh no, we are. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's only 3 pages, so I'll figure it out. Although I really don't like this PDF. If I made it, I probably would have made one better. Like maybe like a warm brown color for the background, and then better spacing, like maybe 1.5 spacing would probably be better. I read that in less than 10 minutes? Are you kidding me? You're bad at reading too? Excellent. We'll be bad together. I mean, I'm supposed to be a good role model. Oops. It's fine. You'll know me. Oh my god, Cinder's next to me and she's snoring. Reading out loud sucks? Yeah, I mean a little bit. I like reading out loud because it helps me practice my enunciation. Yeah, I'd like to put the mic down by her, but I think it'll spook her. I don't want to scare her. She's such a baby. She's only 2 years old. We're gonna call it alley-oop, because I don't know how to say this name. Unless one of you guys knows the pronunciation. I ain't got a clue, y'all, so we're just gonna go alley-oop. I'm gonna get a drink of water before I start. Okay. I'm ready. There was once upon a time a king who had a wife with golden hair. And oh, I'll take another drink. This time it's just water. It's not alcohol. I can't drink constantly over my break. My liver wouldn't take it. Okay. A wife with golden hair, and she was so beautiful that there was no equal to be found on earth. It came to pass that she lay ill, and oh, thank you. Wait a minute, why is that one so high now? Wait a darn second. Partner. Thank you so much, Sunny. You're so sweet. Feel free to keep lurking. I'll just be reading different stuff, and if you want to pick the next one, I'm glad you like it. Since it's only 3 pages, you can probably pick the next one if you get the next number in time. This was story 65, I think. So don't pick 65, but whenever I ask for another number, be ready. It's pronounced. Oh, you Googled it? It's a German name. It's not going to be easy to pronounce for non. Well, my last name is German. Well, technically it's Hebrew, but like my family's from Germany. I think, yeah. Story time. 2 generations would have been my great-grandpa, so it was my great-great. So 3 generations ago, my grandpa on my dad's side was very, very Jewish. Him and his family wanted to escape, I'm sure you can guess what, and so they came to America. They settled down in the South, and he decided to marry a Catholic girl. So now the rest of my family's Catholic, except for like, I think a couple side branches. I think they still practice Judaism. I think. I know some of them can speak Hebrew, but I'm not sure how many of them. But we're gonna keep calling it alley-oop. Probably for the meme of it. Let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah, she was. Oh no. She fell ill, and she felt that she must soon die. So she called upon the king and said, "If thou wishest to marry again after my death, take no one who is not quite as beautiful as I am, and who has not just such a golden hair as I have. This thou must promise me." And after the king had promised her this, she closed her eyes and died. R.I.P. F in chat. For a long time after, the king could not be comforted and had not thought of taking another wife for quite a while. At length his counselors said, "There is no help for it. The king must marry again, and we may have a queen once again." F. Thanks, Gamer. Oops. Okay. Focus mode. Okay. And now messengers were sent about far and wide to seek a bride who equaled the late queen in her beauty. In the whole world, however, none was to be found, and even if one had been found, still there would not have been one who had such golden hair. So the messengers came home as they went. Now the king had a daughter. Oh no. Oh no. You know this story? Oh no. Oh no. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Now the king had a daughter who was just as beautiful as her dead mom and had the same golden hair. When she had grown up, the king looked at her and saw in every respect that she was like his late wife. Oh no, oh no, no. Okay. He suddenly felt a violent love for her. I'm gonna be sick. Oh no, oh no. Okay. He spoke to his counselors. I will marry my daughter, for she's the counterpart of my late wife. Otherwise, I can find no bride who resembles her. They were all shocked and said, God has forbidden a father to marry his daughter. Obviously. No good can come from such a crime. The kingdom will be in ruin. I know. This is wild. This is wild. Oh, God. The daughter was still more shocked when she became aware of her father's resolution, but hoped for him to turn from his design. She said to him, Before I fulfill your wish, I must have 3 dresses. One of gold as the sun, one as silvery as the moon, and one as bright as the stars. Besides this, I wish for a mantle of 1,000 different kinds of fur, all joined at the hair, and one of every kind of animal from your kingdom must have a piece of his skin on it. To get that would be quite impossible, and thus I shall divert my father from his wicked intentions. Oh my god. Kenham, you arrived at the worst time. At the worst time, man. Literally, the dad wants to smash the daughter because she looks too much like his wife who died. Like, literally, this is terrible. You have no idea. It's gonna get worse. I anticipate ruin in my life. Okay. Here we go. The king, however... Oh. I know, it's worse. It gets worse. Here we go. To get... To the king, however, did not give up, and he had the cleverest of maidens in his kingdom weave the 3 dresses, one as golden as the sun, one as silvery as the moon, and one as bright as the stars. And his huntsman had to catch one of every kind of animal. I know, I did. I know. This is gonna be so bad. I'm hoping, okay, since it's Brothers Grimm, I'm hoping someone gets brutally murdered at the end, preferably the king. We'll see. Maybe it gets better. Maybe it gets better. Okay. Where am I? Oh, they took a piece of each animal's skin, and out of these they made a mantle of 1,000 different kinds of fur. At length, when all was ready, the king caused the mantle to be brought, spread it out before her, and said, The wedding will be tomorrow. No. But no. I'm gonna throw up. Don't worry, it gets better. This is a fever dream. Okay, Gamer knows Gamer's amazing. Gamer knows it's gonna get better. I have faith in Gamer. When therefore the king's daughter saw there was no longer any hope of turning her father's heart, she resolved to run away. In the night, whilst everyone was asleep, she got up, took 3 different things from her treasures, a gold ring, a gold spinning wheel, and a gold reel. The 3 dresses of the sun, moon, and stars she put into a shell, put it on her mantle, and blackened her face and hands with soot. She commended herself to God and went away, walking the whole night until she reached a great forest. And as she was tired, she got into a hollow tree and fell asleep. The sun rose and she went on. She was still sleeping when it was finally full day. Then it so happened that the king to whom this forest belonged was hunting in it. When his dogs came to the tree, they sniffed and ran barking around it. Just see what kind of wild beast was hidden in here. The huntsman obeyed his order. When he came back, he said, A wondrous beast is lying in the hollow. We've never seen one like it. Its skin is fur of 1,000 different kinds, but it's lying asleep. See if you can catch it, and alive. Fasten it to the carriage and we'll take it with us. Oh no. When the huntsman laid hold of her, she cried out in full terror. Yes, though rich, everything's made of gold. Most wild actually, we do have the original Snow White too. It's in here. I forgot what number it is, but we're gonna randomly pick a number and get the next story too. Where were we? Oh yeah. I am but a poor oh wait. She was scared. I am but a poor child, deserted by my father and my mother. Have pity on me. Take me with you. Then they said, Aliu, thou wilt be useful in the kitchen. Come with us. Thou canst sweep up the ashes. So they put her in the carriage and took her to the palace. There they pointed out her to a closet under the stairs where no daylight entered. Hairy animal, you can live and sleep in there. Very Harry Potter of them. She sent into the kitchen, and when she carried wood and water, swept the hearth, plucked the fowls, picked the vegetables, raked the ashes, she did all the dirty work. Aliu lived there for a very long time in the great wretchedness. Alas, fair princess, what is to become of thee? It happened, however, that one day a feast was held in the palace. She said to the cook, May I go upstairs for a while and look on? I'll place myself outside the door. Yes, go, but you must be back in half an hour to sweep the hearth. Well, she took her oil lamp, went into the den, pulled off her fur dress, washed the soot off her face and hands, so that her full beauty might once again come to light. She opened the shell, took out her dress, shone like the sun, and then she had done up what she went to the festival, and everyone made way for her. No one knew her and thought no otherwise that she was the king's daughter, of course. Very good reading. I am ace at it. Absolute mad lad. I am, what's the word? God tier. Okay. The king came to meet her, gave his hand to her, danced with her, and thought in his heart, oh, my eyes have never seen someone so beautiful. Well, wait, how long has she been missing? Obviously he would recognize her, right? Like, obviously. How does he... Stupid. Well, the king looked around and saw that she had vanished, and no one knew where. The guard stood outside the palace and called into question, but no one saw her leave. She had, however, run to her little den, took off her dress, made her face and hands black again, put on the fur dress, and again was Aliu. And now when she went into the kitchen and was about to get down to her work, the cook said, Leave that alone till morning. Make me the soup for the king. I too will go upstairs. Take a look. Let no hairs fall in, or in the future you'll have nothing to eat. Cleaning my eyes with soup would fix my bad reading. I'll try that after you try it. Yeah, unfortunately her dad's alive so far. Okay, maybe he'll pass away soon. Okay, oh yeah. So, the cook went away, Aliu made the soup, made some bread for the soup, and the best she could, and when it was all ready, she fetched her golden ring from the den, put it in the bowl, and served it. When the dancing was over, the king had his soup. He ate it, he liked it so much, he'd never tasted anything like it. But when he came to the bottom, he saw the golden ring. He could not conceive how it got in there. He ordered the cook to appear before him, and the cook was terrified when he set the order to bring Aliu. Thou hast certainly let a hair fall into the soup, and if thou oh, thank you. Very sweet, very sweet. Nice to meet ya. Feel free to lurk or engage. Do whatever you want, dude. Very nice to meet you, Charles. Where am I? Oh yeah. Thou hast certainly let a hair fall into the soup, and if thou hast, you will be beaten for it. Well, the cook replied, I made it, but the king said, that's not true. It's much better than usual, and it looks different. I must acknowledge I did not make it. It was made by the rough animal. Go and bid them to come here. Well, Aliu came, and the king said, Thou art, who Whomst, my chubby? I am but a poor girl who no longer has any fathers or mothers. Of what use are you in my palace? I am good for nothing, but have boots thrown at my head. Where did you get the ring in which was the soup? I know nothing about the ring. So the king could learn nothing and had to send her away. How does he not recognize her? How is he stupid? Well, after a while, there was another festival. And then, as before, Alley begged the cook for leave to go. Yes, but come back again in half an hour. She ran into the den, washed herself quickly, took out the shell, took the silvery moon dress, put it on, went up, and was again the princess. The king stepped forward to meet her and rejoiced to see her once again. They danced just like the beginning, but when it ended, she disappeared so quickly he could not observe where she went. She sprang into the den once more, made herself the hairy animal, went into the kitchen to prepare bread soup, and when the cook had gone upstairs, she fetched a little spinning wheel and put it in the bowl. The king took it, ate it, liked it just as much as before, and when the cook was brought up, it was likewise forced to confess that Alley-oop had made the soup. Alley-oop making soup. Well, again she came before the king, but again she answered that she was only good for nothing else but to have boots thrown at her head, and knew nothing about the little spinning wheel made of gold. Well, again for a third time, the king held a festival, and all happened just as it had before. Faith, Roughskin, thou art a witch. You always put something in the soup which makes it so good that the king likes it better than when I cook it. She begged so hard, though, that the king let her go for an appointed time. Once again, she put on the dress like the stars, and once again she danced with the king. She had never yet been so beautiful, and while she was dancing, he contrived, without her noticing it, to slip a golden ring on her finger, and he had given orders that this dance should last very long. When it ended, he wanted to hold her hands fast, but she tore herself loose, sprang away, and vanished from his sight. She ran as fast as she could to the den, but she had been gone too long, and she stayed more than the half hour she was allowed. She only had time to throw on her fur mantle, and in her haste she did not make herself quite as black, but one finger remained white. You want to know how do I have the I don't know. I'll have to look up if it's public domain or not, because if it is, then we can read it, but if it's not, we won't be allowed, because then I won't be able to read it on stream. I'll get in trouble. Well, where was I? Oh yeah. Well, Alley-oop ran from the kitchen, took the bread soup, and as the cook was away, put her golden reel in. The king found the reel at the bottom, called Alley-oop to be summoned. He spied the white finger, and saw the ring that he had put upon it. Oh no, he grasped her by the hand, held her fast. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Dude. Oh. She wanted to release herself and run away, but her mantle opened a little and the star dress shone forth. The king clutched the fur and tore it off, and her golden hair shone. She stood there in her full splendor, and she could no longer hide. She washed the soot off her face, and she was more beautiful than anyone had ever seen. But the king said, "Thou art my dear bride, we'll never part from each other." Oh. Oh. No one died. They got married and lived happily ever after. The end. I'm gonna be ill. I'm gonna be sick. This is where Grandma throws up. I hate this. I don't want to read that anymore. Well, I need a palate cleanser. Let's look for something great. Hey Gracie. Hi Lazy. It's going good, it's going good. We just finished 2 stories. One was really cute. It was called The Elves and the Shoemaker. I really liked that one. We just read one about a king marrying his daughter. So that was less cute, less fun. Didn't like that one as much. Okay, number 10. Okay, number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I gotta start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Pack of Ragamuffins. Hopefully it's good. Okay. It is one page long. It can't be bad. Can't be. There's only 1 page. How bad can 1 page get? This will be great. I am manifesting it. I'm gonna take a sip of water first before I begin. Oh, that was a good one. So, I like drinking water on stream, or just in general, because sometimes I can get it to like directly hit the back of my throat. It literally hits different than like when you're chugging something, because when you chug something, it's usually like a continuous stream, so it's a little different. But it just feels good. I also don't drink enough water, so there's also just like the refreshing factor. Okay, I think 3 big gulps is good. Here we go. The Pack of Ragamuffins. Oh, it's a rooster. Okay. The way my face heated up so fast. Oh my goodness gracious. I know, right? It's, yeah, okay. Here we go. I'm gonna be saying this a lot though. I won't get in trouble, right? I'm gonna look up on Twitch's just to make sure. Nothing wrong with making sure. Google.com. Does the twitch.tv let streamers say cock? Oak? No, not that. Taboo words. I am curious. TOS. Huh? Is it, where's Twitch's TOS? No, I just want to, I don't need twitch.tv TOS on words. Community guidelines? I think I'm okay. Because I'm just using the word for a rooster. Literally. It's all about farm animals. So I feel like I'm okay. I'm fine? Okay, I should be fine then. I trust Mortal. Mortal is trustworthy. He would not lead me astray. Okay. Here we go. The cock once said to the hen, "It is now time when our nuts are ripe, so let us go to the hill together, and for once eat our fill before the squirrel takes them away." "Yes," replied the hen. "Come, we will have some pleasure together." Then they went away to the hill, and on it was a bright day. They stayed till evening. Now, I don't know whether it was that they had eaten till they were too fat, or whether they had become proud, but they would not go home on foot, and the cock had to build a little carriage of nutshells. Well, once it was ready, the little hen sat herself inside it and said to the cock, "Thou canst just harness thyself to it." "I like that," said the cock. "I would rather go home on foot than let myself be harnessed to it." Some people literally sit there implying their yeah, I saw that on Twitter, and then it was, what a time to be alive, man. I wish more people were respectful of other people's boundaries. Like, I don't want to see a bunch of naked people. I only want to see my Stethosaurus naked. It's kind of hard to, like, top perfection, you know? Actually, that's a lie. I like seeing myself too. I think I'm pretty cute. But I don't want to see a bunch of strangers. Gross. I wish more people were kind. Well, back to farm animals. I forgot where I was. Oh yeah. I would much rather go home on foot than let myself be harnessed to a carriage. No, that's not in our bargain. I don't mind being coachman and sitting on it, but dragging it myself I will not do. As they sit there, they were disputing, and a duck quacked up to them. "You thieving folks, who bade you to go to my nut hill? Well, you shall suffer for it." And he ran open with his beak at the cock. But the cock was also not idle, and he fell boldly on the duck, and at last wounded her so with his spurs, and she also begged for mercy. She willingly let herself be harnessed to the carriage as a punishment. Well, the little cock now seated himself on the box and became coachman. Thereupon they went off in a gallop with the duck, saying, "Go as fast as you can." When they drove a part of the way, they met 2 foot passengers, a pin and a needle. And the pin and needle cried, "Stop, stop!" And they said it would soon be dark as pitch, and they could go no further than 1 more step. And it was so dirty on the road, and, well, they asked if they could get into the carriage for just a little while. Well, they'd been at the tailor's public house by the gate, and they'd stayed far too long over the beer. And they were thin people who did not take up much room. So the cock let them both in, but they had to promise him and his little hen not to step on their feet. Late into the evening, they came to an inn, and as they did not want to go further into the night, and as the duck was not very strong on her feet, they fell from one side to the other as they went in. The host at first made many objections. His house was already full. Besides, he thought he could not be very distinguished persons. But at last, as they made pleasant speeches and told him that he should have the egg which the little hen laid upon, they would likewise keep the duck, which laid 1 every day, he at length said that they might stay the night. And now they had themselves well served, well feasted, and they rioted. And early in the morning, when the day had broken, everyone was asleep, but the cock awoke the hen. They brought the egg, pecked it open, ate it together, and they threw the shell on the hearth. Then they went to the needle, which was still asleep, took it by the head, struck it into the cushion of the landlord's chair, and put the pin into his towel. And at last, without more ado, they flew away over the hearth. The duck, who liked to sleep in the open air, had stayed in the yard. They heard them going away, and made herself merry, and found a stream, down which she swam, 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 which was a much quicker way of traveling than being harnessed to a carriage. I know. I had to stop. I had to stop myself before I started chuckling. Where was I? Oh yeah. Well, the host did not get out of bed for more than 2 hours. He washed himself dry, and, well, when the pen went over his face, it made a red streak from one ear to the next. And after this, he went into the kitchen, and he wanted to light a pipe, but when he came to the hearth, the eggshell had flashed into his eyes. "This morning, everything's attacking me." He sat down on his chair, but quickly sat up and said, "Oh, woe is me," for the needle had pricked him straight on his buttocks. Now he was thoroughly angry, and suspected the guests who had come so late in the night. However, when he went to look for them, they had been gone. Then he made a vow to take no more ragamuffins into his house, for they consume much, pay nothing, and play mischievous tricks, all as a bargain by way of gratitude. I think this is like a cautionary tale of being too nice to people who have no proper way of repaying you for all of the nice things you do for them. I think. Maybe. Probably. But okie dokie. Oopsie daisies. Walk up on your pitch like whoopsie daisies. Never knew that was your boo baby. What was I saying? Wow, that was something, right? It's like there was no real, I don't know, it was just a really sad tale of mistreating people. Well, I need another number. 20? 20 it is. Uh-oh, too many. Okay. There you go. Okay. 1, 2. Wait, I can just count from ragamuffins. Ragamuffins is 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The brave little tailor. Cute. Oh, if we read Cinderella, her sister's eyes get pecked out. Oh, the riddle. Oh. Do you still want to do the tailor, or can we do the riddle? My dog Cinder is half off of her bed right now. Only her butt is still in the bed. The rest of it is the rest of it is all off. I'm gonna go ahead and do the riddle. Because the tailor sounds cute, but the riddle sounds more fun. Let's see, we got 1, 2. Only 2 pages. Oh, we'll have plenty of time to read. There we go. Okay. Alright. Okay. There once was a king's son who was seized with a desire to travel around the world. He took no one with him but a faithful servant. One day, he came to a great forest when darkness overtook him and he could find no shelter. He knew not where to pass for the night. However, he saw a girl who was going towards a small house. And when he came near, he saw the maiden was very young and beautiful. He spoke to her and said, "Dear child, can I and my servant find shelter for the night in this little house?" "Oh, yes, you may certainly. However, I do not advise you to venture it. Do not go in." "Oh, why not?" "My stepmother practices the wicked arts. She is ill-disposed towards strangers." Well, he saw very well that he had come to the house of a witch, but as it was dark and he could not go farther, and he was not too afraid of a witch, he entered. Well, the old woman was sitting in an armchair by the fire, looked at the stranger with her red eyes, and said, "Good evening. Take a seat and rest yourself." She blew up the fire on which she was cooking, and something was in the small pot. The daughter warned the two to be prudent, eat nothing, drink nothing. The old woman brewed evil drinks. I know, right? Literally, she says, "You can do it, but you'll probably die. You sure?" This is like that guy in every horror movie where it starts about the family moves into a haunted house. This is the dad in every movie, "Oh, it's haunted? Oh, what a steal. What a deal. For real." Let's see. Well, They slept quietly until the early morning. When they were making ready to depart, the king's son was already seated on the horse, but the woman said, "Stop a moment. I will first hand you a parting draught." When she fetched it, the king's son rode away, but the servant who had to buckle his saddle tight was the one present when the wicked witch came with the drink. "Take that to your master." But at that instant the glass broke and the poison spirted on the horse, and it was so strong that the animal immediately fell down dead. The servant ran after his master and told him what had happened, but would not leave his saddle behind him and ran back to fetch it. Stupid. Oh my god. Well, he came to the dead horse, but a raven was sitting on it, already eating it. Who knows whether we shall find anything better today? So he killed the raven and took it with him, and now they journeyed onwards into the forest the whole day, but they couldn't get out of it. By nightfall, they'd found an inn and entered it. The servant gave the raven to the innkeeper to make ready for supper. They had, however, stumbled upon a den of murderers, and during the darkness 12 of them came, intending to kill the strangers and rob them. Before they set about their work, they sat down to supper. The innkeeper and the witch sat down with them. Together they all ate soup, which was cut up with the flesh of the raven. Hardly, however, had they swallowed but a couple mouthfuls before they all fell down dead. The raven had communicated to them the poison from the horseflesh. There was no one else left in the house but the innkeeper's daughter, who was an honest woman and took no part in their evil, godless deeds. She opened all the doors to the strangers and showed him the heaped upon treasure. The king's son said she might keep everything, he would have none of it, and rode onwards with his servant. After they traveled about a long while, they came to a town in which was a beautiful but proud princess, who caused it to be proclaimed that whatsoever should set her a riddle that she could not guess, the man would become her husband. However, if she guessed it right, his head would be cut off. She had 3 days to guess it, but was so clever that she always found the answer to the riddle given to her before the 3 days were up. 9 suitors had already perished in this manner when the king's son arrived, blinded by her great beauty, willingly staked his life on it. He went to her and laid his riddle. "What is this?" 1 slew none, and yet slew 12. She did not know what that was. She thought and thought, but she could not find out. She opened her riddle books, but it was not in them. In short, her wisdom was at an end. She didn't know how to help herself, so she ordered her maid to creep into the Lord's sleeping chambers and listen into his dreams. I know, right? What a girl boss. I'm so hot that you can give me a riddle and I'll be your bride. However, if you're too dumb, I'll just kill you. Actually, I think there's a Greek one where there's like a really hot girl, but she was raised by bears, and so she was like super fast, and finally she found a guy who was like, you can beat me in a foot race, I'll let you live, but if you don't, I'll kill you. And I think, yeah, that was like the golden apple boy. I forgot the name, I forgot her name. But oh my god, those are so, I love mythology. Maybe we should do that next time. Oh, but right, so the maid's creeping into the Lord's tent and trying to listen in on his dreams. She thought perhaps he would speak in his sleep and discover the riddle's answer. But the clever servant had placed himself in the bed instead of his master, so when the maid came, he tore off her mantle and chased her out with rods. The second night, the king's daughter sent her maiden-waiting, who was to see if she could succeed better in listening. But the servant took her mantle off, hunted her out with rods. Now the master believed himself safe for the 3rd night, and so he laid down in his own bed. The princess came herself and put upon a misty gray mantle, and she seated herself near him. When she thought he was asleep and dreaming, she spoke to him and hoped he would answer in his sleep. She asked, 1 slew none. What is that? A raven, which ate dead and poisonous horse and died of it. Well, and yet slew 12. What is that? That means 12 murderers who ate the raven and died. Well, now that she knew the answer to the riddle, she wanted to steal away. But he held her mantle so fast she was forced to leave it behind. Next morning, the king's daughter announced that she had guessed the riddle. Wait, huh? It's a king's daughter? But that's a king's son. Hopefully they're not the same. Hopefully this isn't a brother-sister thing. Hopefully. I am hoping. I am begging. Well, she stole into my room in the night and questioned me. Otherwise, she could not have discovered it. The judges said, "Bring us proof of this." And there were the 3 mantles. The judges saw the misty grayed one, which the daughter usually wore, and said, "Let the mantle be embroidered with gold and silver, and let it be your wedding mantle." Wait, what? Literally, she tried to murder you, so here's your bride. Literally, that's wild, wild. They literally said, huh, okay, so she attempted to murder you? Alright, looks like she's your new wife. Good job. That's crazy. But also, why would you want to keep someone who tried to murder you? I don't... Man. How do you have such negative riz that you have to take someone who's willing to murder you? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my god. Well, let's see. We've done... I mean... I mean, if she had enough, you know... What's that guy? Neil Patrick Harris. What was his guys? What was his... He was in How I Met Your Mother where he talked about like the hot versus crazy thing. Oh yeah, Henry VIII. Yeah, Henry VIII was stupid. I'm out here needing sons, but it's my fault. Oh yeah, Barney. Yeah, Barney's hot girl versus crazy. Diagram? Statistic? Curve. Something like that. One of those fancy math words.
I just wanted to say...
Oh, thank you, Katsu. Katsu, Tatsu. Tatsu, Katsu. Sorry, I hope you don't mind. I really liked the rhyming of your name. That was cute. I like it. I hope you have fun lurking. You're welcome to join in. You can drop down a number and I'll randomly pick that number if you'd like. But we've got so many pages. We've got 768 pages of books we can, or short stories we can read. We've got so many. So many. The hot to crazy scale. 12? Ah, 12. I remember 10. 10 was ragamuffins. Oh, 12 is Rapunzel. Ah, Rapunzel it is. Okay. Oh, wait, huh? Rapunzel is so... Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh no. Wait. I think Katsu Tatsu 25? Okay. Okay, so the Rapunzel is only 3 pages long, I think, but there's like pictures in between. So Rapunzel will read quickly and then 25 is up next. Thank you, Katsu Tatsu. Oh no? Why oh no? Wait, why oh no? Is Rapunzel bad? It's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Hopefully. It can't be worse than the dad who wanted to marry his daughter. It can't be worse. It can't be worse. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take a quick sip. Okay. Uh-oh, oops. Can't get worse than 65. It's like the opposite of the SpongeBob meme. What's worse than 64? 65. I'm sorry, I'm so cringe. Actually, I'm not sorry. My name is Grandma. Y'all should have realized I was cringe. It's in my name. Okay, here we go. There once was a man and a woman who had long in vain wished for a child. A child. Sorry. At length, the woman hoped that God was about to grant her desire. These people had a little window at the back of their house from which a splendid garden could be seen. It was full of the most beautiful flowers and herbs. It was, however, surrounded by a high wall, and no one dared to go into it because it belonged to an enchantress who had great power and was dreaded by all of the world. One day, the one was standing by this beautiful window and looking down into the garden when she saw a bed which planted the most beautiful rampion. Rampion. It looked so fresh and green that she longed for it and had the greatest desire to eat some. This desire increased every day, and as she knew that she could not get any of it, she quite pined away and looked pale and miserable. Then her husband was alarmed and asked, "What ails thee, my dear wife?" "Oh, if I can't get some of the rampion which is in the garden behind our house and eat it, I shall die." Well, the man who loved her thought, "Sooner than let my wife die, I would rather bring her some rampion myself, lest it cost thee what it will." Well, in the twilight of the evening, he clambered down the wall into the garden, hastily clutched a handful, and took it to his wife. She at once made herself a salad, ate it with much relish. However, she liked it so very much, that the very next day she longed for it 3 times as much as before. It's not bad. You cringe. Oh, well, hopefully it won't be too bad. Where am I? Oh yeah. Where? Oh yeah. If he was to have any rest, her husband must once more descend into the garden. In the gloom of the evening, he set himself down again, but when he clambered down the wall, he was terribly afraid because he saw the enchantress standing right before him. Ah! Oh no! "How canst thou dare to descend into my garden and steal my rampion like a thief? Thou shalt suffer for it." He answered, "Let mercy take place of justice. I only made up my mind to do it out of necessity. My wife saw your rampion from the window. From the window? To the window, to the fall. She felt such longing for it that she would have died if she had not gotten some to eat." Sorry. I'm gonna sorry, I can't. The smooth jazz is getting to me. Okay, I'm good. What? Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh my god. Well, the enchantress allowed her anger to soften, and she said to him, If the case be as you say, I will allow thee to take away with thee as much rampion as thou wilt. Only I make one condition. You must give me the child which the wife will bring into the world. It will be well treated, and I will care for it like a mother would." In his terror, the man consented to everything, and when the woman was brought to bed, the enchantress appeared at once, gave the child the name of Rapunzel, and took her away. Rapunzel grew into the most beautiful child beneath the sun. When she was 12 years old, the enchantress shut her into a tower which lay in a forest and had neither stairs nor doors, but quite at the top was a tiny little tower, or tiny little window. When the enchantress wanted to go in, she placed herself beneath and cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, lay down thy hair to me." And her magnificently long hair, fine as spun gold. And when she heard the voice, she unfastened her braided tresses, wound them over the hook, and let the hair fall 20 feet down, and the enchantress climbed it up. There she is. Yoink. This is very integral question. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Yeah, obviously. If a hoagie is called a sandwich and a hoagie is a hot dog, then yeah. That's not controversial. If you think it is, we can fight in a Denny's parking lot. I promise not to hurt you too badly. Maybe a little. Well, after a year or two, it came to pass that the king's son rode through the forest. He stood and listened when he heard such a charming song. That was Rapunzel, who in her solitude passed the time letting her sweet voice resound. Sorry, let me cough. Oh my goodness. I glitched. Who needs the new VTube Studio update when I glitch all on my own just fine? Oh, bye, little girl. My tiny little dog. Oh, you're gonna go to sleep? Good night. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Okay, here we go. Well, the king's son wanted to climb up to see her, but however, there was no door to be found. He rode home, but the singing had so deeply touched his heart that every day he went out into the forest to listen. Once when he was standing behind a tree, he saw the enchantress came there, and he heard her cry, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, lay down thy hair." Well, she used her braids, and the enchantress climbed up, and he said to himself, "If that is the ladder by which one mounts, I will for once try my fortune." And so, the next day when it was dark, he went to the tower and cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down thy hair." Immediately the hair fell down, and the king's son climbed up. Well, at first Rapunzel was very terribly frightened. She'd never beheld a man before. But the king's son began to talk to her quite like a friend, told her his heart had been so stirred that it had left him no rest, and he had been forced to see her. Rapunzel lost her fear, and when he asked her if she would take him for her husband, she saw that he was quite young and handsome and thought, well, he will love me more than the old Dame Gothel. So she said, "I will willingly go away with thee, but I do not know how to get down. Bring with thee a skin of silk every time that you come, and I will weave a ladder with it. And then when it is ready, I will descend, and you will take me on your horse." Well, he came every evening, and the woman came every day. The enchantress remarked nothing of it, until once Rapunzel said to her, "Tell me, Dame Gothel, how it happens that you are so much heavier for me to draw upon than the young king's son. He is with me in a moment." "Oh, thou wicked child, what do I hear you say? I thought I separated you from the world, and yet you're deceiving me?" In her anger, she clutched Rapunzel's beautiful hair, wrapped it twice around her hand, seized a pair of scissors, and snip, snap, snip, cut it off. She was so pitiless that she took poor Rapunzel into a desert, where she had to live in great grief and misery. The same day, she cast out Rapunzel. The enchantress in the evening fastened the braids of hair, took the hook, and when the king's son came and cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down thy hair," the enchantress let it down. "You got 2 shinies today, yay!" Was it a shiny Eevee? If it's not an Eevee, then it's not awesome, but it's okay. It's good enough. What was I? Oh yeah. "Aha!" she cried mockingly. "Thou wouldst fetch thy dearest, but the beautiful bird sits no longer in her nest. The cat has got it, and will scratch your eyes out. Rapunzel is lost to you. You will never see her again." In his despair, he leapt from the tower. He escaped with his life, but thorns on which he fell pierced his eyes. He wandered blind about the forest, eating nothing but roots and berries. He did nothing but lament and weep over the loss of his dearest wife. He roamed about in misery for very many years, and at length he came upon the desert where Rapunzel lived. With the twins to which she had given birth, a boy and girl lived in wretchedness. Oh, they had sex. They definitely did the frickle frackle, the horizontal tangle. Well, oops. Noah's dearling and Delibird? Cool. Cool. Oh, Rapunzel knew him at once and fell on his neck and wept. 2 of her tears wet his eyes, and they grew clear again until he could see as before. And then he led her to his kingdom, where he was fully received with joy, and they lived for a long time happily and content. If Grace had it her way, she would put Ignis in that tower. No, I need easy access to that man. He needs to fix my computer when I ask. Oh, hi, Sindor. Hello, little girl. Oh, are you gonna chew that in here? Are you gonna make a big noise? Cinder, good dog? Oh, she's such a good girl. She got in trouble this morning because she peed in the house even though it was not raining last night, so she had no reason. So she got in a little trouble, so she's a little scared of me. All I did was put her in the kennel though, but she hates the kennel. Oh, she's giving me sad eyes. She already knows what the word kennel means. I can do video chat in a tower since I have access to SMN? SNM? Huh? You should know what that is, Justin. You're too young for that. I think Katsutatsu picked 25 next, so we'll do 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's see how long this is. Oh, it's only 1 page. Oh, this will be easy, Katsutatsu. Saying in a polite tone doesn't get the wrong idea. Huh? Honestly, at a social media network. Oh. Oh. Ah. I can't believe I just self-reported myself like that. That's crazy. Oops. Oops. My thesaurus. Over on Tuesday, by the way, if that's cool. Oh, crap. Crap. Oh. Oh no. Good. Okay. I'll be a little late. I'm meeting my brother with my dad in the early morning around 9 to 1 p.m. It's about how long I'll be gone. Oh no. It's currently Happy Christmas Eve, you guys from the other side of the world. I hope y'all are having a great time. Hi there. Hi. Spokana Pacha? Spokana Pacha. Pacha. None of us can live in the future, Mortal. Mortal lives in the future, and so does Queen, I thought. Don't they live? Yeah. Oh, well, I hope you have a great night, Queen. Please get some sleep. Oh, it's not Christmas for you yet? Oh, okay, never mind. But I think it is for Mortal. I think he's ahead of us. We're doing great. We're reading short stories. Although there's a lot of real life stuff going on. I will probably read a couple more stories and then I'll probably hop off so I can call people and figure out what's going on. I have so many people who need to talk to me. Just woke up, what happened? You're just in time, Katsu. We're going to be doing the story you picked, number 25. It's very short. The last super short one was very, weird. So we'll see how this goes. Okay. Queen lives in the future, just not as much as you. Yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good time. Oh, I haven't started reading, so I can start right. Okay, good. Took me a second. You'd put Mortal a foot. I would put Mortal But he's already ahead? I thought Mortal was more than a... Mortal has a foot and a head. Huh? Justin, I love you, man, but what the hell? Oh, hey! That's the same as Yasu! Oh my gosh. Oh, it was a joke? Ah, okay. That zoomed right over my head. Oops. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm reading. Okay. The Tailor in Heaven by Brothers Grimm. Here we go. One very fine day it came to pass that the good God wished to enjoy himself in the heavenly garden, and took all the apostles and saints with him, so that no one stayed in heaven but St. Peter. The Lord commanded him to let no one in during his absence, so Peter stood by the door and kept watch. Oh, here we go. Okay. You're 5'2"? Oh, Justin's friend-sized. Where's my model? There's my model. Okay. Yoink. Okay, here we go. Alright, let's see. Where am I? Where was I? Oh yeah, okay. Well, Peter was all alone. And so, before long, someone knocked, and he asked who was there and what they wanted. And they said, I am a poor, honest tailor who prays for admission. Honest indeed, like the thief of the gallows. You've been light-fingered and snipped folks' clothes away. You will not get into heaven. The Lord has forbidden me to let anyone in while he is out. Come, do be merciful. Little scraps which fall off the table of their own accord are not stolen, and they're not worth speaking about. Look, I'm lame and have blisters on my feet from walking here. I cannot possibly turn back again. Let me in, and I will do all the rough work. I'll carry the children and wash their clothes, and wash and clean the benches on which they've been playing, patch all their torn clothes. St. Peter was moved by pity, and at once opened the door to heaven just wide enough for the tailor to slip in. He was forced to sit down in a corner behind the door, and was to stay quiet and peaceably there, in order that the Lord, when he might return, might not observe him and be angry. The tailor obeyed, but when St. Peter went outside, he got up, full of curiosity, went round about in every corner of heaven, and inspected the arrangement of every place. At length he came to a spot where many beautiful and delightful chairs were standing, and in the midst was a seat of gold, set with fine shining pearls and jewels. Likewise it was much higher than the other chairs, and a footstool of gold was beneath it. It was, however, the seat on which the Lord sat and called his home. The tailor stood still and looked at the seat for a long time, until it pleased him better than all the else. At last he could master his curiosity no longer. He climbed up and seated himself in the chair. Why, he saw everything that was happening on earth, and observed an ugly old woman who was standing washing by the stream. She laid 2 veils in one side for herself, and the sight of this made the tailor so angry that he held onto the golden footstool and threw it down to earth. However, he could not bring the stool back, so he slipped quietly out of the chair, seated himself in his place behind the door, and behaved as if he had never stirred from the spot. When the Lord and Master came back, he did not see the tailor behind the door, but he seated himself on his chair, and the footstool was missing. He asked St. Peter what became of the stool, but Peter did not know. He asked if he had let anyone come in. I know no one who has come in here, but a lame tailor who is still sitting behind the door. The Lord had the tailor brought before him, and asked him if he had taken away the stool, and where he put it. Oh, Lord, I threw it in my anger down to the earth at an old woman who I saw stealing veils from the washing. Oh, thou knave, were I to judge as you judge, how do you think you could have escaped so long? I should long ago have had no chairs, benches, seats, nay, not even an oven fork, but should have thrown everything down at the sinners. Henceforth you can stay no longer in heaven, but must go outside again. There you will die. No one shall give punishment here, but I alone, the Lord. Peter was obliged to take the tailor out, and And as he had torn shoes and feet covered in blisters, he took a stick in his hand and went, wait a bit, where the good soldiers sit and make merry. Huh? Is that it? Huh? Huh? What? Wait. What? Oh, I'm glad you like it, Queen. Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, this is, actually, if we can, let me go check my YouTube's numbers, actually. Because if we get 50 on YouTube, I am going to give you guys another little surprise.
Thanks.
So, let me see. View your channel.
Partner.
Oh my god, we only need 10 more. Okay, well, as soon as we get 10 more subscribers on YouTube, hello. Thank you so much, Cool Show. You're very, very sweet. I don't normally look like this. I have a model that moves with me. But this is a redeem. Oh, I forgot to turn on the timer. Oops. I think we still have 2 minutes left. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Okay. But yeah, so if we get 10 more subscribers, we only need 10 more on YouTube, and then I will make another PNG like this. But, obviously it will be just a tiny bit different. It won't be this small and cutesy, but or no, it would be small and cutesy, but it won't look like this. It'll look a little different. But yeah. I'm glad you like it, Queen. I'm very happy with her. I'm very, very happy. And she she'll show up on any streams that I do with friends. Good night, happy holidays, sweet dreams. Thank you, Cool. Thank you, Cool. Cool Show. Hello, hello. And imagine I do fairy tale characters, not the anime, if they were made in modern. Oh my god. Actually, I think that, yeah, that was Ever After High. I think they did that. It was such a good show. Y'all should watch it. Ever After High is really, honestly, like, super freaking based. Love it. But yeah, we need another number. Katsutatsu picked the last one. Mortals picked one. Anyone else want to pick a number? We have 768 pages that we can go through, so you really can't go wrong. There's so many different ones. Sorry. I don't know why I'm getting so sleepy. Wasn't that the show where the protagonist was the daughter of the evil queen? Yeah, she was. Yeah, and she didn't want to follow everyone's destiny. Actually, it's really good. Y'all should see it. It's really good, or at least I think it's good. But yeah. Oh, Katsutatsu, you're so sweet. Thanks. But yeah, I'm super excited. This is gonna be awesome, y'all. Maybe I should start preemptively, what's the word? Maybe I should preemptively start making the gift, since I feel like we might hit it before New Year's. Like, we still have 7 days. We might hit 10 in 7 days, who knows? But yeah, if y'all want another PNG like this, just let me know. Or not let me know. I'm such a silly Billy. Let our friends know. We only need 9 more people to subscribe. And then we'll get another PNG, and I'll make sure the redeems stay low. I don't want them to be too low, because then I'm like constantly having to switch around them. I don't want another yeehaw fiasco. Yeah, me when I hit a new milestone. Oops.
Yeehaw!
A yeehaw, darling. Well, who wants to pick another number? Start? Because we got time, y'all. We got not so much time. We got about, I can probably do maybe one more. I can probably do one more. Who wants to have the last one? Number 16. Alright, y'all, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a dang a minute. I can just click. Okay. Ragamuffins was 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Snakes. Hiss. Alright, we got one. You know what? I'll just finish the stream off with a yeehaw. It's only two pages. That ain't nothing. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water though, because I need it. I need it so bad. Okay, here we go. Alright. There once was a time when a poor man who could no longer support his only son. He said to the son, "Dear father," or no. The son said, "Dear father, things go so badly with us that I'm a burden to you. I'd rather go away and see how I can earn my own keep." The father gave his blessing, with great sorrow took leave of him. I need it. Where am I? Oh yeah. At this time, the king of a mighty empire was at war. The youth took service with him and went with him out to fight. When he came back before the enemy, there was a great battle, much danger, and rain shot upon shot until his comrades fell on their sides. The leader was also killed, and those that were left were about to take flight, but the youth stepped forward, spoke boldly, and cried, "We will not let our fatherland be ruined." When the others followed him, he pressed on and conquered the enemy. When the king heard that he owed the victory to him alone, he raised him above all others, gave him great treasures, and made him the first in the kingdom. The king had a daughter who was very beautiful, but also very strange. She had made a vow to take no one as her lord and husband, who did not promise to let himself be buried alive with her if she died first. If he loves me with all his heart, of what use will life be to him afterwards? Literally, you gotta love me so much that you'll die with me. Like, I think some people do that with their pets. I can't imagine doing that with my husband. That sounds unreasonable. Outrageous. The audacity. Okay. Alright. On her side, she would do the same, and if he died first, she would go down to the grave with him. This strange oath had up to this time frightened away many suitors. But the youth became so charmed with her beauty, he cared for nothing but asked her father, "Do you know what you have promised?" "I must be buried with her, if I outlive her, but my love is so great that I do not mind the danger." The king consented, and the wedding was solemnized with great splendor. Well, they lived by themselves, happily and contently with each other, and it befell that the young queen was attacked by severe illness. No doctor could save her. And as she lay there dead, the young king remembered what had been obliged, and was horrified at having to lie down alive in the grave. But there was no escaping it. The king placed sentries at all the gates, and it was not possible to avoid his fate. The day came when the corpse was to be buried, and he was taken down to the royal vault, and then the door was shut and bolted. Near the coffin stood a table with 4 candles, 4 loaves of bread, and 4 bottles of wine. This was the provision that came to an end and would have to die of hunger. He sat there full of pain and grief, and every day only a tiny piece of bread did he eat, and drank only a tiny mouthful of wine. And nevertheless, death daily was drawing nearer and nearer. Oh my god. Thus he gazed before him and saw a snake creep out of a corner and approach the dead body. As he thought it came to gnaw, he drew his sword. "As long as I shall live, no one shall touch her." And he slew the snake into 3 pieces. After a time, a second snake came crawling out, and when it saw the other lying dead, went back, but came again with 3 leaves in its mouth. It took the 3 pieces of the snake, laid them together, and then ought to go. Placed one of the leaves on each of the wounds. Immediately the severed parts joined together. The snake moved and became alive once again. They hastened away together. The leaves were lying on the ground in desire came into the mind of the man who has been watching all of this. He did not know of such a wondrous power that the leaves had brought. He could not likewise be of service to a human being. So he picked up the leaves and laid one of them on the mouth of his wife, the other at her eyes. Hardly had he done this than the blood stirred in her veins. She rose up and once again drew breath and said, "Oh, where am I?" "You're with me, dear wife." And he told her how everything had happened and how he brought her back to life again. He gave her some wine and bread, and when she had regained her strength, he raised her up, and they went to the door and knocked, and called so loudly that the sentries had heard. The king came down by himself once again. He opened the door, and there he found, strong and well, his daughter and son-in-law. He took the 3 snake leaves with him and gave them to a servant. "Keep them for me carefully, and carry them constantly about you. Who knows what trouble may be of yet to service us?" A change had, however, taken place in his wife. After she was restored to life, it seemed as if all her love for her husband was gone. After some time, when he wanted to make a voyage over the seas, they had gone aboard a ship, and she forgot the great love and fidelity which he had shown her, which had been the means of rescuing her from death. She conceived a wicked inclination for the skipper. Once, when the young king lay there asleep, she called, and the skipper seized the sleeper by the head, and the skipper took him by the feet, and they threw him into the sea. The shameful deed was done, and she said, "Now, let us return home, and say that he died on the way. I will extol and praise thee so to my father, and he will marry me to thee, and make you the heir to the crown." But the faithful servant, who had saw what they did, unfastened a little boat, got into it, and sailed after his master. He fished up the dead body, and by the head of the 3 snakes which he carried, he laid them on the eyes and mouth, and fortunately they brought the young king back to life. They both rowed fiercely, all with their strength, for night and day, until the boat flew so swiftly that they reached the old king before his wife. When he learned of the wickedness of his daughter, he said, "I cannot believe that she behaved so ill, but the truth will soon come to light." He bade them both to go into a secret chamber and hide themselves. At once, the woman appeared before her father with a troubled countenance. He said, "Why do you come back so alone? Where is your husband?" "Oh, dear father, I come home again in great grief. During the voyage, my husband became suddenly ill and died, and if the good skipper had not given me his help, it would have gone ill with me. He was present at his death, and he can tell you everything." The king said, "I will make the dead alive again," and he opened the chamber. When the woman saw her husband, she was thunderstruck, and she fell on her knees and begged for mercy. The king said, "There is no mercy. He was ready to die with you and restored you to life, but you murdered him in his sleep. You shall receive the reward that you deserve." And she was placed with her accomplice in a ship, pierced with holes, and sent out to sea, where they sank amongst the waves. Oh my god. These hoes ain't loyal. Oh no. Well, that was quite the wonderful tale. I feel quite, what's the word? Not ambivalent. I feel very... Actually, should I feel conflicted? This was a darn good story. This was actually a really good story. I really liked this. I don't think I should be conflicted. This was great. Although, I do have to skedaddle. If I do not skedaddle soon, I'll end up having to get a couple things done at night. So we're gonna have to cut this stream just a tiny bit short. Let's see. I have so many friends I can say hi to. Where are they? There we go. Yay. Okay. Hopefully I get them done quick. I hope so too. It's mostly a lot of phone calls I have to make and plan rearranging, and basically we gotta talk some people out of making bad choices. Okay. Where am I? Twitch.tv. Click my face. Creator dashboard. Stream manager. Oh yay! Okay. Huh? Oh yay! Okay, we're gonna do. Oh, this is fun. Oh, you guys are gonna love this. Okay, okay. Mr. and his friend are doing dating sims, but they're like doing crappy. Or no, I think one of them is bad, but the others are fun. So we're gonna see how good they do. Remember, we're here for a short time, so let's make it a fun time and leave this world better than we found it. And tell your friends we only need 9 more people to sub, and then we can get ourselves another PNG redeem. We've got a whole week. I think we can do it, no problem. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all probably after Christmas time. Probably after Christmas time. I think that'll probably be the soonest. Bye-bye. Bye. Rain. Yay.